sum that up, how do you feel after that?
Oh, I'm obviously a little frustrated. You know, we were in control of most of the second half and for quite a long period, and then, you know, in one period they're in our 22, they scored a try to tie the game up, and it's kind of gone from us. So I'm a little frustrated with that. I'm a bit frustrated with our first half performance. I didn't think our pack forwards did well enough in the first half, but yet they control virtually every aspect of play in the second half. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, you've got to try and, of course, challenge the players to make sure, you know, we're there right from kick-off. A draw against a good Premiership side who are close in the table, it's not the end of the world. But I have to say we're disappointed not to win, and I think on most aspects of the game, particularly over the course of the second half, where we built pressure and maintained territory, you know, we're probably a little disappointed that we didn't come away with a bit more. You know, we had lots of periods of pressure where we didn't force a try, and we also kind of lost some ball in various circumstances close to their line. And those, like I say, those are a little frustrating, but it's like anything, it's our best result against Bath, so in some ways we can still say we're moving forward, and we've got to keep taking the positives out and working that way, because, you know, you can't get too frustrated and flustered at this time of year. You know, conditions play a part, there are more errors within the games, and it's just about kind of staying strong and working your way through them, and that's not just in each game, that's over the block of games. And that's what we have to do. You know, we got to pick a point up last week, 2 points this week. Just got to try and get a few more next week.
At 12-5, Rob, the team had the hammer down, and you were expecting probably to knock over at least a penalty or something. But Bath crucially dug in then. Yeah, well, we won a line out, and we dropped it down not straight to the scrum half. We then conceded a penalty at the scrum, and all of a sudden, from being comfortable, we were suddenly defending in our half for, I think, pretty much the first time in the half. And although we turned over 2 or 3 line-outs, we then gave up another pen and give them field position for driving line-out. And so, you know, as I say, it all kind of happened for us in one phase of play. It was very much in the first half. You know, Bath's points came from one phase where we doubled up on a penalty, and all of a sudden we were defending in our 22, and they score a relatively soft try, really, getting over in the corner despite a couple of tacklers. And that was a bit the tail of the game for us. We worked very hard for what we got. And we gifted a little bit today, but that's kind of how rugby can go sometimes. You know, you work very hard for what you get out of it, and you've got to work for the full 80 minutes to keep your concentration levels there and your discipline levels, and ultimately a couple of those things have meant we haven't won today, we've drawn. Is that something you'll talk to the boys about, discipline, with the penalty try as well at the end? Well, I think the penalty try is tough. You know, you're scrambling to try and stop things getting over. I don't necessarily worry too much about that part of the discipline. I'm a bit worried about how we got there. I think it's the reason we got into the 22 defending that area that we should address as a team. We did it well for most of the game, but as I say, a couple of times we doubled up, gave up good field position, and they ended up hurting us. So, you know, I'm not overly disappointed. You know, it's a draw is still a fair bit better than a loss, and we're still collecting points. And as I say, this stage of the season, we always said it was about collecting points, and that's what we've got to keep doing. Moving it forward to next week, Northampton Saints here is going to be another big occasion and a massive game for you. Yeah, definitely. And as I've said, you know, we probably have to step up a notch or two, particularly up front. You know, we've got to carry on our second half performance straight into the first half against Northampton, and you know, we're doing okay. You know, we're playing pretty good stuff. If anything, you know, the conditions aren't really suiting us as a team. You know, we're having to kind of limit some of the stuff we do because it's very difficult to keep playing multi-phase rugby, and you know, and like I say, you know, I think we've adapted pretty well. We had to adapt through the 2 Scarlets games that were in difficult conditions. It was difficult again here today. There was quite a strong wind. The pitch is very soft, but I think we control large parts of the game, and those are massive positives for us. But we've just got to keep working on getting things finished, because on territory and possession we should have scored more points.